So, because my videos take a while to make and I don't want to go dark for several weeks between uploads, I've decided to supplement my long-form analysis videos with speed reviews, in which I try to review a game in 50 lines or less. It's a writing exercise for me, and it's more content for you. Polygon is a very recent shooter made by a company called Red Easter Studios that Steam recommended to me, and while it has some potential, it's also seriously flawed. Even the positive reviews come with a laundry list of desired improvements. For starters, let's look at the visuals. It's actually not bad, but I can't give much credit to the developers. I did some research and found that all these assets were purchased from the Cinti store. On most days, I wouldn't have an issue with asset use, but they don't seem to credit Cinti Studios. Then they go one step further and use things in the trailer that don't even show up. There are no drivable vehicles in this game, but this video is full of planes and tanks. That's just straight up false advertising. Let's move on to the game itself. There's something horribly wrong here. I can't tell if this game wants to be Battlefield or Insurgency, so it tries to do both, but it just comes out as a mess. Standard movement is a crawl, and sprinting speed is slow as well. You also can't crouch unless you're stationary. It feels like they want a slow, more tactical vibe, but it doesn't work because the movement just feels so stiff. It's like my character's legs are made of wood planks, and it really hurts the game. I've played Insurgency before. I know you can have slow movement that's also responsive, but this game lacks that. The weapons fare better, but still have some issues. For starters, hipfire. It's borderline useless. They do the Insurgency thing where looking around changes where the gun is pointing as well as where you look, but it isn't used well. In Insurgency, the weapon movement is meant to make hipfiring less accurate in a realistic way. Polygon has this, but it also has standard crosshairs and brutal hipfire spread. I can't be more than 20 feet away from this wall, but I'm spraying like an unintended fire hose. Because of this, aiming down sights is the only viable option. Something's off though. I'd expect automatic fire to be bad, it's going for realism, but nothing feels accurate. The weapon movement with hip firing applies to aiming as well, which I think is the cause here. I also saw a lot of people saying the weapons all sounded weak, but I think sonically they're not terrible. The audio mixing is pretty bad though. The only really audible thing is gunfire, and it's always too loud regardless of how close you are to it. But I'm running out of lines, so I should get to the other things. Map design. It's cluttered with random tiny props. They look good and don't play too well. Will this game improve? I don't know, but I'm not hopeful. What's there is either in need of tuning or not the work of the devs to begin with. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'll happily eat my words if everything is fixed, but they already have $50 micropayments, kinda putting the cart before the horse there. Some potential, ultimately not worth your time.